Namaskar and welcome to Indian History and Archaeology. With the festival season round the corner, we bring you a few videos on ancient Indian traditions. If you're enjoying this series, then we'd love to hear from you. In this video, we talk about the significance of Chaturmaasya, or the holy 4-month period observed with piety and abstinence. Very briefly, our traditional calendar begins from Vasant Ritu or spring season. Chaturmaas is a 4-month period which began on Devshayani Ekadashi in the Shukla Paksh, which is the second fortnight of the 5th month on the Vedic calendar, that is Chaturmaah. As a reference point, this Ekadashi will be followed by Guru Purnima when we revere Guru Ved Vyas. While Chaturmaah began in the second fortnight of Ashad, it goes on through Shravan, Bhadrapad, Ashwin, Ashvija and ends on Devuthani Ekadashi in the Shukla Paksh of Kartik Mah. This Ekadashi is followed by the biggest full moon of the year, Sharad Purnima, also known as Kojagiri Purnima, which comes in the Sharad Ritu or autumn. On the Gregorian or Western calendar, the dates for Chaturmaas will be from Wednesday 17th July until Tuesday 12th November with a duration of 118 days. According to Hindu beliefs, this is the period when Bhagwan Vishnu takes rest or goes to sleep on a bed created by Sheshnag in the Kshir Sagar or Milky Ocean. This is known as Yog Nidra or cosmic sleep. With Bhagwan Vishnu having retreated to the cosmic realm, no auspicious activities for new beginnings like weddings are carried out during this time. Instead, Hindu devotees spend their time performing religious and spiritual practices. During this 4-month period, Shravan is also considered as the most sacred month for devotees of Lord Shiva, and they celebrate it with great enthusiasm. Shiva or Mahadev presides over Shravan, and Hindus worship both the powerful gods of the Hindu religious trilogy or Trimurti. Sindhis also observe a 40-day Sattvic fast called Chaliho, which begins from Devshayani Ekadashi. This holy retreat is dedicated to the deity or Isht Devata Jhulelal Sai, an avatar of Varun Devta who saved them from forced conversions and persecution being carried out by the tyrannical Badshah Mir Shah of Thatta in Sindh during the 10th century. The austerities observed are similar to those seen during the Chaturmaas, except on the 41st day, Sindhis offer gratitude in the form of Pehrana Sahib at the Jhulelal temple and end their fast. Jains will be observing the Chaturmaas from 20th July and have a similar diet like that of Hindus. During this time, they also have the 8-day-long Paryushan Parva festival coming up from 31st August to 7th September, which is a time of intense prayer, fasting, and inner growth. During these 4 months, we will also be going through 2 seasons or ritus in India. Varsha Ritu or monsoon season as we call it, during Shravan and Bhadrapad, that is mid-July to mid-September, and Sharad Ritu or autumn season as we call it, during Ashwin and Kartik Mah, that is mid-September to mid-November. The monsoon season usually begins its full onslaught by July and brings with it hygiene and health concerns due to increase in worms in leafy vegetables and grasses during the monsoon season, as well as germs and fungal growth caused by dampness. Hindus and Jains traditionally avoid eating leafy green vegetables during this period and include more proteins in the form of pulses and legumes. In fact, there are varied diet practices with sattvic foods prescribed for each of these months in Ayurveda as our immunity is at the lowest. This Vrat Niyam calls for its own separate video for Ritucharya in Ayurveda with scientific reasoning, so do watch out for that. The 4-month period is observed by Hindus and Jains with fasting or restricted diet, religious activities, austerities, and penance. While each of the 4 months has its own individual rules, general do's and don'ts for the entire period of Chaturmaasya are as follows. Worshipping Bhagwan Vishnu during this period is rewarding even though the Lord may be resting. Tulsi is associated with Vishnu, and besides offering water to this holy plant every morning, people also offer a diya every evening with prayers during this period. During this entire period, devotees visit the local temple every day. Pious Hindus also embark on pilgrimage to some of the most important pithas and temples across the country, perform religious rituals, puja, read holy scriptures like Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Purana. On the other hand, Jains and monks and nuns stop traveling across the country by foot during these 4 months. They stay at one place and observe their practice even more fervently and eat dinner before sunset. In order to observe this spiritual retreat, people abstain from negative influences like alcohol, tobacco, and gambling for these 4 months. Many people also sleep on the floor and maintain celibacy, which helps with focusing on their spiritual growth. Devotees fasting during the Chaliho shun the use of oil, soap, perfumes, makeup, and do not cut their hair, nails, or use leather articles for 40 days. During Shravan, devotees of Bhagwan Shiva observe weekly fasts on Shravan Somvar or Mondays. Some devout Hindus also prefer to further their spiritual experience by fasting throughout this month and observing strict austerities. Sattvic foods are preferred because they bring positivity to the body and mind. Taking this even further, many devotees consume only one meal a day for the entire 4-month period. Today, this is popularly known as intermittent fasting. Tamasic food is prohibited for the entire period, as eating such foods creates an imbalance in the body and mind. Auspicious social activities such as marriage, engagement, Griha Pravesh, Mundan, Janoi, etc., which are preludes to new beginnings, are not performed during this period. However, it is interesting to note that most of the prominent Hindu festivals are also celebrated during this period. From Krishna Janmashtami to Raksha Bandhan, Ganesh Chaturthi, Navratri, Dashera, and even Deepavali, these festivals also include fasting and rules or niyams to be observed even as we liven up the atmosphere with festivities. The purpose of this video is to bring awareness of various traditions and significance of Hindu festivals, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us today. If you liked this video, then please share with friends and family. Namaste.